All right, practice resumes, and we have an injury report. Texans clean. Danico Autry and Jalen Reed, they both practice. We'll see if they're active or not, but the big news in that area is Seattle and what they may or may not have. They may have this completed secondary. It looks like they could be getting healthy, which makes a dangerous opponent even more dangerous, Cody.
Yeah, they got a ton of good news on that front because a lot of times when a guy is limited on day one, unless something goes wrong, they're usually a go by game status time. So for the first day of the week, Tariq Woolen, a full participant coming back from a concussion, that's great news for him. Not great news for the Texans. And then Spoon is what I guess a lot of people call Devin Witherspoon. Devin Witherspoon, one of their best defensive players and certainly the best player in their secondary. He was a limited participant in practice, and that's trending in the right direction for him. If he's limited on Thursday, stands to reason at some point he'll be full or at the very least trending towards playing. So two really important pieces of their secondary headed towards playing after they'd had some moments where they weren't available or they had to leave games and this and that. And so a tough defense gets even tougher with good news for Seattle.
Yeah, and on the Texans side, obviously the biggest story of the week, I would say it's the most talked about, is the potential showdown between Derek Stingley and Jackson Smith and Jigba. Why is Alpha Aaron so scared to say in Jigba? Is he like he said Jackson Smith like multiple times now?
Hey, bro, Alpha Aaron.
I guess he doesn't have confidence in his in Jigba pronunciation.
You got to let the Njigba fly, Aaron.
He won't let it fly.
You gotta let it fly.
But here was Derek Stingley, and I had to clarify my question with him. But just, is there any difference, any different mindset that comes with potentially, hypothetically, following around a receiver?
When you're assigned, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but when you're assigned with following a guy around, a good receiver around.
What's the question?
What's it like? Like, what's it like? Is it more of a challenge? Is it something you like to do?
I mean, like, if any corner's in that situation, like, you know, like, it shouldn't change how you play. Like, you should just go out there, like, technique, eyes, feet, like, make sure you take care of yourself first.
Yeah, and I think I should have followed that up with, like, do you like when a coach trusts you to take out their top guy? That should have been a little bit more clear there.
The real change, the change is a stamina thing. It just adds a little bit of horizontal to what was already a lot of vertical running. So if you're following a guy around, it's just a little bit more motion. And Stingley talked about it. It really affects the other 10 guys because, as Stingley says, hey, I do what I do, and what makes me good, I do it on him wherever he is on the field, if that's what they choose to do. We all believe they should do that. But it changes really the stamina aspect of Stingley because it's a little bit more movement, a little bit more running, and then it changes what the other 10 guys do around Stingley as he's charged with that.
Well,
they should do that.
I wouldn't say that it's as broad as you say because not every receiver is moving as much as Smith and Jigba. There's some guys who, like, if you're, I don't know, like, just pick a wide receiver. Some guys that line up on the outside more, it's probably a little bit easier. I think what makes the Smith and Jigba so hard is that he goes all over the place.
Sure, yeah, but I think from what Stingley was saying is I play him the same way wherever he lines up. I just have to line up with him.
Yeah, and I should have just said, like, is it cool when a coach trusts you to do that? I guess I was just kind of I don't know. I think I was almost in like D'Amico mode where it's like, oh, I don't want to say too much, but I don't think he would have been.
I mean, look, Seattle has to have an idea that Derek Stingley is going to be traveling with Jackson Smith and Jigba, right? Like, we're not like Clint Kubiak's not firing up YouTube tonight, checking out SNL, and he's like, are they going to travel Stingley with Jackson Smith and Jigba? No way. Like, they know. They have to prepare that if that's the way the Texans approach this, they have to be ready for that and how they try to take advantage of it if there's a way to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I don't know that there's any taking advantage of it. I think if you take Smith and Jigba out, then I think that it's going to be hard for Seattle to win. Now, maybe they run the ball better. than they have, but it'll be it's hard for me to imagine them winning games without Smith and Jigba making plays.
Well, if Stingley's doing a good job and he's able to slow down or take down the production level that Jackson Smith and Jigba's had, you go into the part of the playbook, you find your best plays for Cooper Kupp, you run him out there, you hope that Jalen Petre's on him, and you go run your best Cooper Kupp plays, and you just let, and maybe Jackson Smith and Jigba makes it work, but hey, Sam, we're going to run this play for Cooper Kupp. He's got the coverage guy that we think we can exploit on him. Let's go run that, or get Barner out there and on Petrie, and let one of the more productive tight ends through the first 6 weeks go out there and make some plays against the nickel corner for the Texans. So I think it's probably an adjustment if Stingley takes him away or makes it very difficult to get the ball to him on a consistent basis. I don't know that you necessarily can plan for it the week ahead. You just got to see how it plays out.
We can't plan a day ahead because tomorrow we're going to be at Spanky's and we're looking forward to it. And we're going to have some gift cards. Just got word we're going to have some gift cards to give away, perhaps raffle away. We want you there. We're going to get out there 3 right after practice. Might be before 3, but 3 is what we'll shoot for. And we're going to stay till whenever. We'll be live. John McClain's going to be there. I've heard Sam Warren may come. It's a possibility.
I'll believe it when I see it.
We'll be out there, so we might hear from Sam and John on the broadcast as well. So there you go.
I'm excited for some pizza, maybe some tater cakes, maybe some wings. I put up a picture of the wings on X. Everybody was like, "Oh my god, look at those wings!" I was like,
Jeremy Branham is such a weirdo. By the way, I quote tweeted his praise of the wings. He's like, quote tweet. It's like I guess he's like in like argue Astros farm system mode or something like that.
I don't know. I just saw people like the look of the wings, and they taste even better than they look.
They're my favorite Crispies. That you got to be able to handle some spice.
Yeah, they got a little kick to them.
Got to be able to handle some spice. Last time I was a little bit disappointed, and maybe this kind of earns it. Our guy who was eating them, race car. He looked like he could handle some spice, but he could not. So I was a little bit surprised by him.
What does it looks like he could handle some spice mean?
I'll let you be the decision of that. I just thought he just looked like he could handle some spice, brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he looked like spicy because they're not like too spicy, but he got the most mild. He didn't like them. It's one of our favorites.
I will say when you get through like the 6th and 7th and the 8th one of the 8 order, the heat has built to a pretty substantial level.
No, you can smell them when they bring them out. You smell them, but for me, that's a good thing.
Yep, absolutely. So we'll see at Spanky's tomorrow. Like you said, we'll be there 3 till whenever. Live show starts at 4.
Yep. Let's hear about this D line. We know D'Amico. By the way, I think there's like good and bad feeling when it comes to D'Amico Ryans that he's experienced when it comes to one of Seattle's best players. I'll throw that theory out in a sec, but let's just hear him talking about the defensive line in general.
The Seahawks defensive line is definitely the strong group of their team, right? They're relying on their D-line to get after the quarterback, and they can do it without pressure. They do a really good job of just executing their stunts. I think when you want to run the games and the stunts, you got to have guys who can really pry it open. And they got big guys inside who can really play fast off the ball, really penetrate and open it up for guys to, create havoc up the middle of the pocket. So we just have to be aware of where they're aligned. We got to be aware and we got to finish. That's the main thing. Like it's not going to be anything that we haven't seen before. We just have to be on it. We have to be able to communicate and we have to be able to just strain to finish.
Yeah, he loves their D-line. It's very obvious he loves their D-line. And there's a lot to love about that D-line, including, I think, one of the most underrated players in the league right now. He's very close, I think, to perhaps a complete breakout season, and that would be Byron Murphy by way of DeSoto, which, by the way, Ed Ingram also from DeSoto. No one's talking about that. They missed each other, though. But here's what D'Amico had to say about Byron Murphy.
Murphy's been one of the more productive guys on the inside getting to the quarterback. What do you see from him?
Byron's a really great player. I really like Byron coming out of Texas. He's a really, stout player, but not just stout, big defensive tackle, right? He plays with explosiveness and quickness. I think that's what makes him a really good player. He runs sideline to sideline, so he's not just a one trick player. Like, he can stop the run. He can be effective in the passing game as well. He does a good job executing the stunts. Him and Leonard Williams on the inside, they do a really good job playing off of each other. So there's no downs off with either one of those guys. We got to work. We know they're great players, and we got to outwork them.
Okay. I am convinced that he's pretty happy that Byron Murphy went before 27 with the pick that they traded to Arizona, because it's very obvious that DeMeco was a big fan of Byron Murphy coming out of college.
Oh, yeah. For sure. For sure. He is not it is not often that he heaps praise on guys.
He had to laugh. He giggled a couple. He's like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So I remember waiting for Byron Murphy at the combine in 2024, like waiting for him to come out and talk. And it was me and a couple of other, reporters and stuff. And then there was a couple of draft guys there. And someone just asked one of the draft guys, who's the perfect team for Byron Murphy? Like, if you could just drop him on the perfect team, who would it be? And he goes, well, I would put him on the Texans and just let him wreak havoc in the middle while they have all the stuff that they're going to have on the edges. And then someone else goes, yeah, but he's not getting anywhere close to the Texans. It's like, yeah, probably not. So he went 16. So he never really got close, but man, that would have been they would have had, if they had not been at that pick and Byron Murphy had got there, that'd have been one of those damn, what did we miss out on moments for DeMeco Ryans.
Yeah, it would be added to the Will Anderson conversation that we were having yesterday, where it would be, you basically traded Will Anderson for Jackson Smith and Jigba, Byron Murphy, and Sam Laporta. Or you could go Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, and Byron Murphy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's not the case. And that's a big if. Let's hear some more, though, from DeMeco. We haven't talked a lot about Sam Darnold. But
we have not. It's like Jackson Smith and Jigba gets a jugs machine to throw him the football.
Yeah, and DeMeco was asked about Sam Darnold, and I think he's somewhat pleased with what he has to offer.
Sam has done a great job this year of hitting his targets. A very explosive offense, one and foremost because he's able to deliver the football at all three levels of the football field. Right, does a really nice job of throwing the ball deep. JSN did a really nice job making plays on the football as well. So, and they protect it well. So he's done a good job of spreading the ball around, making good decisions with the football, and that's why he's been having a really good year.
All right, this is a good point from James Clancy. He says you need the tater kegs to offset the wings. Soak up the spice.
Yeah, for sure.
So there you go on that. Someone else, before we get into what DeMeco just said, good thing the podium was covering DeMeco when he was talking about Byron Murphy.
Yeah, good thing it wasn't at the end, though. He had time to calm down before he left.
Yeah, he had to get it down. Like, Murphy had him excited, and he had to get something to calm it down, and he got it.
Hey, bro, Alpha Aaron here.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was a Jackson Smith and Jigba question, and then hey, the team came together after those.
Hey, bro,
question.
Alpha Aaron here.
Yeah, then he got. Yeah, DeMeco was pretty thrilled with Byron Murphy. I like how he's very diplomatic when he talked about Sam Darnold, because what he basically said was, yeah, he hits the open guys. That's what I kind of distilled DeMeco Ryans' comment down into. It's like, yeah, he when the guys are open, he threw the ball to him really well.
Let's try to do this. Let's do this exercise. So what are the things that, because we've been at every DeMeco press conference for the most part, what are the things that he has been the most giddy about when he's spoken of that aren't his own players? like that aren't his own players. Like, what are things that he's been giddy about? I think Byron Murphy's up there. Kubiak, I mean, my God, like the way he's talking about this offense and everything going on. I mean, it's not like it's the first time he's seen this offense, but the way he's talking about a Kubiak running this offense, it's almost like he's as giddy as like the John McClains, who, by the way, will be at Spanky's tomorrow. But when they talk about, like, oh, Kubiak should be running this offense and stuff, like it almost feels like DeMeco's just extra giddy, or he's just extra proud. I don't know. But for some reason, he's just been lighting up all week talking about Kubiak, what they do, the system, all that.
Yeah, I would think Murphy to me is probably one of the biggest ones where I've heard him talk about an opposing player that way. Jeffrey Simmons ahead of the Titans game.
Touch of Trent is correct about that.
Yeah. I mean, he was super complimentary.
Oh, that guy. Oh,
Jeffrey,
that guy.
Oh, that guy. Yes, so Jeffrey Simmons was one. And
Fred Warner would have probably gotten a 3-minute answer if he were playing next week.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because Fred, have you ever heard Fred Warner talk about DeMeco?
I got to imagine it's glowing from both sides.
Dude, it's crazy.
It's like erotic fiction from each other. Like, he was the best to me ever.
Yes. I wouldn't be where I'm at without him, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would think Simmons, Murphy, and then he wasn't like super over. Like, he was just like, you have to account for Vita Vea. Like, it wasn't the same level as these other guys. I mean, he was he talked really nicely about Kenneth Walker the other day without mentioning Zach Charbonnet. It didn't quite rise to Byron Murphy level, but
yeah, he's usually pretty even keel. But like some of the stuff that he's talked about, like he's been a lot more giddy this week. But yeah, I think Simmons is a good one. He doesn't really like overdo the Mahomes thing. It's almost like he's just saying, yeah, he's good. Like, we know that.
Yeah, like there wasn't anything ahead of the Rams. Like, he didn't
Winfield.
Yeah, he did like it. Yeah, he's a playmaker for them. Antoine Winfield was a good one ahead of that game. Didn't have anything in the Jags game. Like, he wasn't super over the moon with anybody in the Jags game. And then I just remember from a couple of years ago how like fondly he talked about Arthur Smith.
Oh God, yeah. He's one of the best. He's one of the best with the gap, all that. Yeah.
He's teach tape for the zone.
By the way, that's the other guy they're mentioning for the Titans job.
I'll send the champagne.
This is an eye game, according to DeMeco. We hear a lot about eyes. Here's DeMeco talking about the importance of eyes at the safety position.
It's the eye discipline starting in the pass coverage, right? Making sure we're exactly where we're supposed to be. And also in the run game, they do a really nice job making it look the same. So our second level defenders, safeties, nickels, linebackers, they have to do a really nice job of, really keying and diagnosing the plays. That's understanding what they're getting, understanding formations and setups so they can play fast, right? And then at the end of the day, whatever happens, you make the right decision and you got to go make the play. And that's been my message to our guys this week. Like, even if you know where they're going, you got to be able to make the play. And that's what this game is going to be about.
This week, more so than a few of the previous weeks, and I know he still said it, he was still asked about it. Oh, we play our defense, and if we do what we need to do, we don't worry about who. This week feels a lot more like get guys ready for what the opponent is going to show them. Get guys ready for what the opponent's going to do. Get guys ready for what the opponent schematically adjusts and changes going against them as a defense. This one feels like one of those where I know he still says the same thing where, oh, it's all about us. Like, yes, but you've made more adjustments to the opponent and the players that the opponent has this week than he has or has needed to in previous weeks, certainly.
Yeah, this is really kind of the first time, and it is SNL. Landry Locker, Cody Stutes with you. 2 more days of practice left this week, by the way. I know some of y'all get used to the schedule like we do. They've pushed it back, so tomorrow, Nick Caley, and then Saturday we'll have a practice. We put in a request to speak to someone. Stutes might need to be behind a podium for this one if it goes down. Okay. But this is the first time that he hasn't really been like a hardo and been like, oh yeah, nobody changes it. We just got to do what we do. Yeah, it feels like there's a lot of respect for like the extra stuff and all what they make you do and how they make you get out of character. It seems like there's like, you can read, like if you speak to Miko and you listen to Miko, you can kind of listen beyond it and tell that he just has a lot of respect for this opponent.
Correct. Yeah. It's from what they do on defense and affect your offense. And certainly the different ways they, as an offense, try to affect the defense and get them out of what they're comfortable doing and how they're comfortable playing.
All right, TDECU. I'm comfortable using my TDECU Texans debit card. You know why? Because I get 15% off whenever I buy gear, whether it's for you, loved ones, whatever. The holidays are coming up, and TDECU, it's a good thing to be a part of no matter what. We know a lot of people that have the Buc-ee's card. They get whatever, how many ever cents off per gallon when it comes to gas. We know a lot of people who have the checking account. We know a lot of people who do what they do with TDECU, but we also know this is a Texans, most of our listeners, viewers are Texans fans, and you want to rock that new Texans logo debit card, you should do so. TDECU.org/Texans.
Yeah, 15% off discount Texans team store. You even got opportunities, pre-sale ticket stuff at NRG Stadium, invitations to limited availability training camp practices when that rolls around. Okay. All right. So TDECU has tons of stuff for you. TDECU.org/Texans. Find out all the information. You get the process started right there on the website, or why don't you walk into one of those 15 greater Houston area locations of TDECU and get it going in person with some of the fine folks that work over there. Your credit union, not just a slogan, they mean it. They're going to work for you. They're going to put your money to work. You can trust them with your cash. Membership required, insured by the NCUA.
Yeah, this interview, if we get it on Saturday, Cody's going to be like carrying a pizza box in his lap and saying, "Hey, I got a pizza."
Yeah, that's weird, and it's not going to happen. That's not what we're doing.
Swarm.
Logan Taylor 66213 says, "Do you feel like Chubb is getting better each game?" I'm assuming he meant, or the same.
Yeah, better each game, or he's the same. I felt like he's a little bit. I mean, he was like jumping over guys in the Ravens game and making some good decisions with the football. But he certainly looks better than the guy that was out there at the early part of training camp. He did not look good at training camp, and he's still got a little bit of ability to turn the corner on some defenses. I don't know if he's going to do that a bunch, but I still want more Woody Marks than Nick Chubb.
Yeah, I mean, right now he's 103rd in the NFL in yards per carry at 4.3. He's got 2 touchdowns, 249 yards. It's about what you would maybe expect. Not ideal for your starting running back, but he's been okay. He's been fine.
Yeah, I thought he had some solid moments in Baltimore that, maybe he can replicate some of those in the upcoming weeks.
He's your emergency starter. Like that's pretty much what he is. He's your emergency starter at the moment. I'd say a large chunk of people think it should be Woody Marks. I think Woody Marks is complimentary. I just think the guy above him should probably be better than Nick Chubb in a perfect world, but it's not a perfect world. We don't know what's up with Joe Mixon. Mushroom 713 says, "Just hope the game plan isn't to give a 10-yard cushion to JSN like Jefferson last year. Let 24 do what he's paid for and let the D-line take Sam out."
I like it. They do put some pretty big cushions on some good wide receivers from time to time. That does happen from time to time with this defense.
Yeah, sometimes sometimes it seems like they go into bend, don't break mode.
I do wonder too, like if you trust the safeties a little bit more now than you did those first few weeks of the season. Can you be a little bit more aggressive with some of your man coverage and some of your coverage at the line of scrimmage with these corners and the wide receivers? Because if CJ Gardner-Johnson's back there going to screw things up, maybe you want to give the cornerback a little bit more opportunity to make the play and not have to rely on safety helping him out behind him. And now that you can trust the guys at safety, you go a little bit more aggressive with the
Now this is interesting though, because Quincy says, "Is this an MJ Stewart legacy game?" I don't know that you fully trust MJ Stewart yet. I talked to him today. I dropped the video in the short section of my page, but I don't know that you like completely trust MJ Stewart at this point.
Well, you trust him more than CJ Gardner-Johnson.
Yeah, that's true, but
yeah.
I think I trust. I don't know. Name somebody more than I trust C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He's washed.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not sitting here telling you MJ Stewart's freaking Sean Taylor back there, but he knows where to be in the defense, and he at least is going to play the way it's supposed to be played, unlike C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
You ain't never hate.
Swarm.
Tazewell says, Landry, you still fasting today to engorge at Spanky's tomorrow? They had Chipotle, and I just had some beef and some chicken. I have an apple cider vinegar cleanse drink, which I drank. You drink 8 ounces when you wake up. It's a detox, and then 8 ounces when you go to bed. So I took those 8 ounces, and then I've had some broth. So the answer is yes. Outside of a little bit of chicken, I needed some protein. I was going to faint. I don't start threatening to kill people like Cody when I'm hungry, but I do get lightheaded a little bit sometimes.
I've never threatened to kill anybody when I'm hungry.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, that's my final answer. I'm not going to pretend like I don't get hangry. Everybody gets hangry.
Some more than others. Let's hear.
You have anything else you'd like to add?
No. Thanks, everybody. Coming to the
Oh,
stage.
hey, when some people get hangry, they get a little annoyed. When fat ass over here gets angry, he's like Godzilla rampaging through Japan. Ah!
Thank you. Good night. Coming up next, Kevin Hart. Opening for Kevin Hart today. Here is D'Amico Ryans on Clint Kubiak.
He has the history of the scheme. He's evolved it, and to make it fit to each place he's went to, he made it fit the players that he has. But you could tell just the genesis of the scheme, where they're running off the ball, outside zone. They do a really nice job. The O-line does a nice job. The backs are doing a nice job of staying on track, right? And the one thing I would say is the way he marries up his play-action pass game is really tough to defend. So he's done a really nice job there, and he always has, those outliers. So he has some good scheme plays as well each week. It doesn't look exactly the same each week, so he does a really nice job of game planning for who he's going against.
Jeez. Is it Clint Kubiak or Mike Shanahan over there? Golly.
Family to him, man. It's like Gary Kubiak type family. Jonathan Alexander asked him if he remembers anything. I don't think he necessarily remembers Clint Kubiak from his days or whatever, but it's clear he loves him.
Yeah, because Clint would have been in college by the time D'Amico got there.
Yeah, he was at Rice, right?
Colorado State.
Oh, Colorado State. The other one went to Rice, right?
Colorado State. Boy, when he broke it down like that, it was just I was just going through and checking all the boxes of, Clint Kubiak did this, Bobby did not. It's because all the stuff he said that Kubiak did really well are the stuff that we were super critical of Bobby Slowick not doing last year, and we were critical of some of those things for how Nick Caley operated those first few weeks too.
Wasn't there a and I'm not saying this to throw anyone under the bus. It's not really my style. Wasn't there a
I haven't had friggin' tracks on my back before.
But no, really though. But wasn't there because I remember he felt terrible about it. But didn't McClain think a Kubiak was coming here at one point with D'Amico? There was a report. I think it might have been, but he got a better job. There was a report that one of the Kubiaks was coming here, and McClain, I guess, pull back the curtain. I think Gary said, "Hey, John, no," and because they're friends, they're real good friends. McClain goes to his ranch or whatever, but for some reason he thought it.
Was it? It wasn't Clint though, right?
I'm not sure. It was a Kubiak.
It was a Kubiak.
Yeah, it was a Kubiak.
I don't fully recall.
Yeah,
I remember something about it, but
yeah, it definitely happened. McClain was being way too hard on himself for it. I was like, dude, hey, buddy.
Yeah. Was it? Gosh, it wasn't when D'Amico was first getting here, was it?
Yes.
That's what it was?
Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
Maybe it was maybe it was Clint Kubiak coming over from the 49ers.
Maybe. Don't. Oh yeah, but he got elevated.
Yeah, he ended up
he ended up getting Bobby's job.
That's right. No, so I guess it was maybe Clint was going to join the staff.
Yes. And then he ended up getting Bobby's gig.
And then he got the passing game coordinator job in San Francisco.
Yes, that was what happened. So maybe he was going to come here, and then they were like, "Hey, we'll give you a promotion."
Yeah.
Yeah, that could have been what it was, because McLean and Kubiak are tight. So it was
because it wasn't Clay Kubiak, because he was already on the San Fran staff, but he was coaching defense when DeMeco was there.
Correct.
Yeah. And then the other one's a scout, right?
Yeah, he's a scout. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we've talked a lot about stunts. You heard DeMeco talk about it. I asked Titus Howard about what stunts, like the challenge that stunts present. Here's what Titus had to say.
They're among the league leaders in stunts, the front. What challenges do stunts provide?
Stunts is, the best offensive lines have problems with stunts. Like stunts came into, existence because, you can't just rush. They can't rush us all game one-on-one. We're going to win the majority of those rushes. So, they create stunts to throw you off your game. But I feel like this year, if you go from game 1 to game 5, 6, we got better. That's one thing that we work on every day at practice is stunts. And we just continue to get better every week on that. And I feel like we should be good. But, yeah, they're the number one team with the most stunts in the league. But, I feel like we'll be prepared.
It's worth noting they got better because they saw less.
Yeah, I'm not ready to completely say that the struggles of the past with stunts are completely gone.
So I'm fascinated. Like Titus made stunts sound like they're like a trump card. Like, well, even good offensive lines have struggled with stunts. So I'm fascinated by I think they know that stunts were a huge issue for them last year. That's why they practice it all the time. Cole Popovich obviously was on the staff last year. He understood how terrible they were at picking up stunts. And to me, when you think about some of the worst moments from last year, it's because they just were baffled by who to block because the defenders just crossed and somebody got a good look at CJ Stroud. And then I think back even to, it was early on this year where the one guy just abandoned his stunt because they had missed the block or whatever. And he just kind of took it to the quarterback and headed at CJ Stroud. It's they saw less of it, less impressive players. I also don't know that everybody on the line is winning their one-on-ones the majority of the time if you line up against this defensive line, the way Titus kind of said it. They can't just one-on-one rush us all day. We'd win most of them. I don't know.
The Texans are near the bottom in stunts, and I'm sure it probably has to do with the fact that you have Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson. So, you kind of just want those guys to go mano and figure something out. But I heard Sam and Steve were talking about it. I was listening to their breakdown of the Seattle Jags game on Check the Mic, and they're just basically why isn't there a team that just tries to stunt every time? Green Bay's damn near there, and there was a year where Dallas was there, so they're wondering if it's a Micah Parsons thing where they're stunting, but it does kind of make you wonder. I think DeMeco, I think it's safe to say that next year's the year. We've been saying this for a while. Next year's the year he gets his crack at an interior defensive lineman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is one of those. It's going to be either first round, second round, something like that. But next year is the year. They've held off long enough, and they might even need offensive line at the time. They probably will. But next year's the year DeMeco gets his crack at a D lineman. I know that doesn't have anything to do with stunting, but it's obvious.
Well, yeah, it's. I wonder if part of it is the type of talent that Seattle's built is Because when D'Amico talked about it, when he talked about their defensive line, like you got to have the right type of guy to be able to execute it. Byron Murphy and Leonard Williams are really good at defensive tackle. And then you just kind of use some of the speed of those other guys to the advantage. You confuse the offensive line. Next thing you know, some guy's blocking the wrong guy and CJ Stroud's laying on the ground. You got to be ready for it. I mean, that's and you gotta call plays so that is, if you typically, I know it's happened sometimes with the Texans, typically stunts aren't immediate victories. It takes some development for it to happen. I know the Texans have allowed some immediate victories before, but if you get rid of the ball fast enough, the stunts won't matter.
Yeah, and speaking of laying on the ground, if I'm going to lay on the ground, I want it to be some Texans turf. Texans turf, always green, always clean, always smooth. I'm excited. It looks like we might get some rain. That doesn't affect my yard. There's no mud. There's no dragging. It's dry immediately. Looks great. Awesome. Whether you want a putty green, hell, if you want to build a full soccer field, if you have enough of that, they got you covered at Texans Turf. If you just have a small backyard like mine, they got you covered. If you're a baller with a big yard, they got you covered. I shopped around. Turf shopping sucks. It sucks because a lot of times they're just going to take advantage of you. There's not going to be options. They're going to hand you like a thing of squares this big. You're going to get to pick. They're going to lay it out. They'll even recommend. This is when I knew that I liked Dan, because he even said, "Nah, I wouldn't go with that most expensive. It's not. It's good, but for your yard, this is probably what would work better." A lot of slime balls won't do that in this business, but that's why Dan is the man. That's why people all over town trust him. And that's why if you are thinking about this or you just want to get a consultation with them, TexansTurf.com, they got you covered. I was a customer before I became a partner.
Experience matters, and Turf has plenty, and you can see all the great work they've done. TexansTurf.com. You can schedule that free estimate right there on the website as well.
Yes, you can. All right, so CJ Stroud spoke today. What would you say CJ's vibe is right now? I mean, we've seen him down, we've seen him up. What would you say if you had to describe what you felt like CJ's vibe was? What would you say?
I felt like today was neutral. He wasn't down, he wasn't up.
Yeah, a little focus.
Yeah, it's neutral. I think there are some days. The one is the way I always gauge CJ is I think a lot of times the football stuff. It falls within the same range of how he's going to answer it. But like when you ask him more personal stuff and how much detail he wants to get in or how excited he gets about, answering something like that, that's when you always get a real gauge of it. Like, if he's giving you a little shorter answer, okay, well, maybe he's, a little bit down today, or he gives you a lot, maybe he's feeling in a great mood. And they felt squarely in neutral. Not bad, not good, right there in the middle. That's fine.
Well, you knew he was going to get asked about the man of the week. His former college teammate, Jackson Smith-Njigba. Here's what CJ had to say about his former college teammate, Jackson Smith-Njigba.
First day I met him, I think we were at the opening, and he was killing. He was on a different team. He was doing really well. And we go to Ohio State. I think we were in the same dorm. No, he was with G. But yeah, first day of practice, he one-handed a pass, and I was like, yeah, this dude's for real. So ever since then, I'm like, man, he's one of the best I've ever played with, if not the best. So, man, I'm just super proud of him. I've always known that this is gonna happen, so it's no surprise to me, but just very proud of him, and I think he's gonna continue to do great things.
Okay, I mean, he's played with some good ones. I mean, we can just list them if we'd like.
Garrett Wilson,
Chris Olave,
Marvin Harrison Jr.,
Emeka Ibuka, Jackson Smith-Njigba.
Yep.
He was go ahead.
There were some Texans fans that were upset on social media that he said this when he plays with Nico Collins.
When he said what?
He said that Jackson Smith-Njigba might be one of the best he's ever played with, maybe the best he's ever played with.
Okay. All right. I mean, sure. Get mad if you'd like. But he was asked about the breakout game for JSM. It was definitely the best game of his career, no doubt. The Rose Bowl, the 2021 Rose Bowl. Here's what he had to say about that.
Honestly, for us, we didn't even really know it was that crazy, but it was like a day of practice for us. Yeah, so like me and him have a connection that I think is just kind of natural, and we just took off that day. But it was other days we did really good too. So, but that day was special. Playing back home and him having probably the most legendary receiver performance in college is pretty dope. But honestly, it seemed like we were just at practice.
This is fake. That's fake. This is fake? Yeah, that's Photoshop. That's fake. On my mama, that's fake. On my heart, on my life, my little brother grave, I could die right now. That's fake.
Let me pull up what normal looks like real quick. I got this box score with me. And keep in mind, Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson opted out of this game. So what are you stuck with when two of your wide receivers who are going to be first-round picks, what are you stuck with whenever they opt out? Let's see. Oh, hello, Travion Henderson. How you doing, my friend? Oh, Jackson Smith and Jigba, 15 catches, 347 and 3. You didn't know that was just normal? 15 catches, 347 and 3 touchdowns. That's not normal. Oh, Marvin Harrison Jr., how you doing? 6 for 71 and 3. Okay. Oh, Emeka Ibuka, you had a quiet day. 3 for 46. Oh, dumped it off to Travion. Oh, Ruckert, hey, you're an NFL tight end too. Good Lord. But this is insane. 15, 347 and 3. How many fantasy points would that be?
Let's see. If you do PPR right up there, you got 15 points.
18 touchdowns.
The touchdowns are 18. So 15 and 18 already, you're at 33 before you factored in any yards. At 347, you've probably hit 2 bonuses for like 10 additional points.
That's 34.7 at least if you're going with the one per 10.
Yeah, so
1 for 15.
You're at 43 with receptions, touchdowns, and bonuses from the yards before you put any yards in.
And there's a lot of yards to put in.
and then if you did 10,
that's like 70, that's like 80 points.
Yeah, it's really close to an 80-point game.
Wow. What a freakish performance that was.
Yep.
And they had to settle for that because there was no Olave and Garrett Wilson.
Yes.
Damn shame.
Settle. Oh, by the way, I bet I bet 3 or so of those offensive linemen are probably in the league somewhere too.
Or 5.
Yeah, maybe all of them.
Or 5.
Maybe all of them, exactly.
Damn it, Bobby.
I don't know why. That was an accident, I promise. That was legitimately an accident. Old habits die hard. It's the first slip up of Bobby.
Swarm.
I just hit damn it, Bobby. That's old habits die hard, man. I'm just so used to it. It's like muscle memory from last year. Mushroom 713 says Hope Pop set the O-line down and viciously hammered on how to handle stunts. Blocking is hard, but harder when you're blocking no one. CJ is down. I'll tell you what, that day in West Virginia when they weren't handling stunts, he was pretty damn pissed.
Oh,
he was pretty damn pissed.
They had a little hill they had to run up, and he's like, "Get up here." They just immediately worked on stunts. The next period, they were just working on the stunts while he was like special teams or something. He was not a happy camper.
HDAV Traveler says, "Evening, Landry, Cody, and friends. It's almost Friday. Spankies.
It is indeed almost Friday."
HDAV Traveler, he's going to be there.
Is he?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
in spirit. He always says in spirit. Tomorrow, Sharpstown location. If you haven't heard, let's hear more from the quarterback, CJ Stroud. So we heard him talked about Jackson Smith and Jay, but can't believe people were mad about him saying that. That's kind of crazy. They're bros. But let's go to the defense. What does he respect about Seattle's defense?
Yeah, their D-line is really good. They play together. They play stout. A lot of playmakers up front. Ernest is a great backer. He gets those guys lined up and in the right calls. And Spoon is a heck of a player along, with their back end. So, all around from top to bottom, they're a really good team. And they play together. Mike is a great coach, head coach, of course, but a great play caller as well, great defensive coordinator. Played against him a couple times, and he's does some challenging things. So you just got to be prepared and prepare us the right way.
Okay.
High praise.
Yeah, he went in depth. Spoon. I guess I didn't know him and old Witherspoon were that tight.
I didn't either. Devin Witherspoon's one of those
Big Ten guy though.
What's that?
Big Ten guy though.
Oh yeah, Illinois.
Yeah.
And same draft class.
Did you know they have a Harbaugh as their special teams coach?
What kind of Harbaugh?
I don't know. He has to be related to there's not like a Harbaugh pipeline, right? Because his name is Jay Harbaugh. He's their special teams coordinator. And I guess he spent 9 seasons at Michigan. I'm assuming that the Harbaughs might have another brother.
Or it's one of the guy's sons.
Dude. Yeah, it's Jay Harbaugh. I had no idea who he was.
He's Jim Harbaugh's son.
Damn.
Yeah.
How about that?
He's Jim Harbaugh's son. And he, like you said, he was at Michigan forever. And then the Seattle Seahawks special teams coordinator.
Okay. So they have a Harbaugh on their staff. They have a Kubiak and a Harbaugh.
They have a Kubiak. They have a Harbaugh. Sure. I mean, they have what other family ties they have?
Probably a lot. Let's hear more on the understanding of the offense for CJ Stroud.
It's one thing before we get to CJ. We got to clock it ahead of tomorrow with Frank Ross because D'Amico said that the Seahawks have the best special teams in the league. So I'll be interested to see how verbose and eloquent Frank Ross is about the Seahawks special teams.
The DVOA numbers are like very much in their favor. Like the Texans, like their defense versus the Hawks is like a little bit. The Hawks defense versus the Texans is like a lot. But like the special teams DVOA, I'm sure there's like some gray area there. They are very much ahead of the Texans, and that's nerdy ass stuff. But I like special teams DVOA. It's one of my favorite. Like DVOA can be misleading. I think it can also be very accurate. But like I like looking at special teams DVOA. It's like one of my nerd things.
Yeah. If anyone's ever heard of DVOA, it's just an advanced metric that kind of distills everything down to.
Don't ask me to break it all down. I just treat it like the gospel. Don't ask me to show my work on DVOA. I just put up their paper.
Yeah, me. Don't ask me either.
But you can ask CJ Stroud about his understanding of the offense, and this is what he'll say.
Yeah. I think every week I get better. I think as an offense, we understand what fits for us and what doesn't work that we've tried. So it's all about just adjusting week to week, upgrading our iPhone, upgrading our ideas. So I'm all for that, and I think it's just been good because we're able to get some games under our belt where we play good, and I just want to keep that going. So yeah, it's every week getting better.
He loves quoting Ryan Day, upgrading our iPhone.
Yeah,
which by the way,
you got the new one, huh?
Yeah, how about that?
Do you like it?
It's an iPhone. I mean, I guess, sure. I was probably like 4 behind, so yeah, it feels
feels like you have a supercomputer in your hand, I bet.
Yeah, it feels like the Super Nintendo just came out, and I was like 3 years late.
It's I will say this, like it's becoming more and more clear that I don't know if CJ Stroud asked for it. I don't know if he demanded it. I don't know if they asked him for his. It's become very clear there was a section of the playbook that they did not like to start the season, and they ripped it out and got rid of it.
He straight up said there was some stuff that we needed to get rid of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the money quote of the day where he goes, yeah, there was some stuff we needed to stop doing. There's some stuff we need to keep doing. So he feels comfortable enough to say that.
Yeah.
So like it's funny because I'm going to react based on how I think it's appropriate. Sometimes it might be an overreaction, but I don't think I overreacted to Nick Caley after 3 weeks. I think there was a clear change, which is why we're seeing what's going on with D'Amico. We've heard what the players say. And quite frankly, if he'd kept doing what he was doing, we might be talking about Gerard Johnson being the interim play caller. Like when the quarterback comes out and says there was some stuff that we needed to stop doing, when the coach stops calling defense for a little bit, and then when you see what it looked like, it's very clear it wasn't an overreaction. All the talk about the offense. It was funny today though, because I was talking to someone that works there, and I was talking about like us interviewing someone on Saturday, and he was like, "Oh, are you going to talk to him about the Patriot Way?" And I was like, "You damn right, I'm blaming the Patriot Way for everything. There's going to be traffic on the way home. You know what? You know why? Patriot Way. Patriot system.
yeah. Everything you in
Food poisoning.
Patriot way. Yeah, Patriot way. Yeah. Disappointed your lover? Patriot way.
Patriot way. All of it. Patriot way.
Try. You know what? I want someone in our audience to try that on their significant other. Forget to do the dishes. Honey, it was the Patriot way. Sorry.
Patriot way. Sorry. Apologize. Fart. You farted? Patriot way. Anything.
That's what the offense has been outside of Brady operating. It is a big old fart most of the time.
The O-line. There's a lot of hype about this O-line. They've been solid. I think we got to chill on how good we think that they are. But
I'd like to go on the record and say I don't think they're good. Just in case anybody, I've been a little nicer to the O-line here past couple of weeks. I don't think they're good. Just want to get that on the record.
Well, CJ Stroud thinks he's got to have a certain mindset when it comes to him.
Without them is no me. Without them is no Nico. It's no Woody. It's no Chubb. It's none of us. You know, they're the heart, beating soul of our team, and I'm just proud of them for keep fighting. You know, week to week, because they've done a lot of great things. You know, and as a team, we got to help them out, like I told y'all before, and I think we've been doing that by being more versatile in different ways. You know, helping our guys out. So, yeah, they're doing great. I told you Titus is playing, I think, like at all-pro level. I think Jake is being a really good leader up there. Ed looks great. Juice, Tays really filled into his role. So, you know, with those guys, I think, you know, the sky's the limit when they're on and we're rolling.
Sky is the limit. Okay.
Well, it's not often that they are on and rolling. So, you know, you still have to adjust for the fact that they are not the most talented group. You still have to adjust for the fact that they're going against a much better defense than they have been going against. And CJ mentioned it. You're going to have to win quick as a wide receiver, get it out, get call plays where you don't have to rely on those five guys being excellent at what they do.
What is the limit for the O-line? I don't think it's the sky. Like, what would you say? Like the top of a Target or like the top of a Vegas casino? Like what? It's not the sky.
I thought you were going to ask me like where they might end up ranking, like a number.
It's definitely not the sky. The sky is not the limit for this. Is it like?
Let's establish where they were last year.
It's not the top of the stratosphere in Vegas. We got to say that.
Correct. Where were they last year?
A doghouse.
Okay.
They were about as high as like a doghouse.
Okay.
No, like a toy doghouse, like a small one.
Like a wiener dog's.
Yeah,
doghouse.
Like a wiener doghouse. That was their upside.
Okay, so what's their upside this year? Like how tall can they go?
Damn.
Like an electric lines, like over your house, electric lines.
How about like a nice Marriott?
Oh, okay, a little bit higher than what I said.
Yeah, maybe like a nice Marriott.
A nice Marriott.
Help, but CJ has to help. It can't be all of them. CJ has to help.
What about with no CJ help? Where are they in the sky? Where is the limit? Like it's like the electrical lines outside your house, or the basketball goal at the local park.
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, I'll do that.
Basketball goal at the local park?
Yeah, basketball goal at the local park.
Okay. All right. So CJ can help quite a bit.
Can definitely help. And then they can adjust accordingly. Brandon asks a good question here. What would happen if PFF graded people on Tinder?
Be a lot of red. Red's bad on PFF.
What's the is Tinder still a thing?
I don't know many people still use Tinder anymore. It's mostly Bumble and Hinge.
Okay, yeah, I didn't even know Tinder still existed. So,
yeah, it's mostly Bumble and Hinge for the people that are single and looking.
Okay, Sam Darnold, does he scare you?
Not really. But will he hit open receivers? Yes. Can he get the ball to Jackson Smith and Jigba consistently? It appears so. Will he make some back-breaking mistakes? More than likely not, but I still feel like there's that panic mode that he can go into if you put enough heat on him and you have enough success where maybe a guy like him who's not capable of doing it all tries to do just a little too much and makes a mistake, and then you can take advantage of it. But it's not going to be an unforced error from Darnold, but you could force him into making a mistake.
Well, it's got to be weird for Jets fans and Browns fans to watch. And I know Carolina gets a lot of attention for Baker and Darnold not working there, but like Jets and Browns too, it's kind of crazy. Like it's got to be kind of weird for them to at least to watch this as they go through what they go through at quarterback and be like, well, that guy sucked here and now he's good. Right, he's a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, you blame the situations they were in a lot more than just the guy. I mean, the guy certainly. I don't know that Baker did a lot. Like probably his mentality probably didn't assist. Like he was not a unplayable football player in his last little bit in Cleveland. Like he wasn't this guy.
They ended their playoff drought.
Like he wasn't an unplayable football player. They just did some
hurt, and then he got hurt.
Yeah, the Jets. I mean, look at that franchise.
So I respect Darnold. I don't know that he scares me. I do think that despite the fact, and this is kind of the unfortunate state of being a quarterback, I do think that despite the fact we acknowledge that the Jets were a bleep show for him and the Panthers were a bleep show, I do feel like despite the fact that we know that, I still feel like the stuff he did or the way he looked in those situations is still kind of held against him.
Oh,
and it's weird because on one hand we acknowledge it, and then on the other hand, like you hear, well, he's going to see ghosts. It's like, yeah, he saw ghosts with the Jets. So it's just kind of it's the curious state of the quarterback position. Like I asked the question last night, like, is Sam Darnold better than CJ Stroud? Like there's legitimately not a stat where you can say that since the start of last season, CJ's in the same category. And then you look at the pressure is actually kind of similar. Like the pressure rate's actually kind of similar with those two, which is actually kind of crazy. But I don't know that anyone would take Sam Darnold over CJ Stroud with all situations equal. But but I do also think it's fascinating that this conversation's even being had, which makes you kind of tip the cap to Sam Darnold, because if I would have told you in 2023 that, and it also speaks to just like the roller coaster of coaching and the year to year of NFL. But if I would have told you at this time, let's say on October 16th, 2023, if I would have told you, all right, Cody, we're going to start up a channel together. You're still going to do your channel. I'm still going to do mine. And we will be talking about in 2 years, one of the topics will be, is Sam Darnold better than CJ Stroud? And oh, by the way, most of the people outside of Houston are probably going to say yes. You would think I was on absolute crack.
Yeah.
But it's a conversation. Like it's not a crazy ass
high grade marijuana called Kush on the streets.
It's not a crazy ass conversation to be had.
Well, and here's the thing. You end up in a stratosphere as a football team where you have to take the Sam Darnold chance. Like that's just what it is. Like you don't.
Yeah, like the Colts have been doing since Andrew Luck left.
Yeah, you don't navigate into those waters more.
They are.
Yeah, you don't navigate into, well, we want a failed guy as a reclamation project to be our quarterback. Like you usually end up there.
Yeah. The other thing is that like it also, like on the other hand, it makes you think, okay, well, CJ, who knows what we'll be saying about CJ 4 years from now? Like we could be sitting here saying, damn, man, look at this elite quarterback. Like it's just, but then you ask yourself, do the Texans have what it takes to surround him with the right situation? Like, are the Texans that right situation for him? You know, like it's actually fascinating how many variables there are in this game. And just, it's really big respect to Sam Darnold, regardless of what you think about him, regardless of how limited you think he is or anything. What he's done in the last couple of years. Pretty impressive. I still remember the Monday nighter that we were at where Carolina started out 3-0, I think, with Matt Rule, and then falls off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Matt Rule in the NFL. What a time.
The next Penn State coach, maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see. All right. Anyway, see y'all at Spanky's tomorrow. The next time we broadcast will be live at Spanky's. It'll be the normal time. This is always like the later day. Typically, this is Wednesday, but they pushed it back. So that's what that is. So join us tomorrow at Spanky's. We'll have some gift cards to give away. We'll have John McClain in the building, and we'll have a lot of fun to be had. So subscribe, like, ride along. Always remember, when it comes to this Texan stuff, we're all in it together.
Eat good, sleep good, be good. We'll talk Texans again soon. Thanks for watching, everybody.